Hello. Welcome back. So today I'm painting some Necrons. My name is Sam, and this is Big Nerds Wargaming Hobby Hangout live stream where I paint and talk about what I'm doing, share my techniques, things I picked up along the way. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do wargaming content, battle reports, painting, terrain crafting, all the like. So check out our other videos. There's some cool stuff. Yeah, so today I'm working on some Necrons. Working on building my Crusade army for the Pariah Nexus narrative series that is currently going on the channel. And I primed these in black. So we have some Immortals. They are armed with the Tesla cannon. And I'm going to be doing a speed paint. I'm hopefully going to get through this whole unit today on the stream, just to kind of demonstrate the speed paint and how fast that goes. And this is kind of what the end result is going to look like. The weapon will be different, of course, but that's what we're going for. So to start off, I'm just going to go over the spots I missed with the primer with some Abaddon Black. So let's get this shaken up real quick here on my mixer, and we'll get started with this right away. Trying a different angle here, so you can see kind of more of the palette, what I'm doing over there. Because I do like to mix colors sometimes, and sometimes it's not always picked up as clearly on stream, so kind of a more top-down angle here. I can zoom in if needed. So just gonna add a little bit of water and get this thinned out, and I'm just gonna go around in all the under areas, like in the armpits, under the gun here, just anywhere where the primer missed. I actually did a pretty good job getting most of the areas. So there's like some under the head and then the neck. I'm just gonna go and just quickly touch all those spots up so it's completely dark all around. Now these Mortals are kind of a pain to assemble. They a lot of gluing. The shoulders are two separate pieces, so it's hard to get those to line up. I tried my best. There's a little gap. I could have filled it with green stuff, but I just didn't feel like going through that extra effort, to be honest. So they're just infantry corps or troop unit, so not really a centerpiece kind of unit. So kind of a shifting line of standards depending on what unit type it is and what army I'm painting. So not everything can be top display quality. So this method I'm going to be showing is a speed paint method, mostly based off of Lockie's Necron painting scheme. YouTube channel is Zorp. It's got a lot of great stuff on there, so be sure to check that channel out. But I am pretty much adopting that same style, a couple tweaks here and there, but the general gist of it is pretty much the same, because it is for the Sarachan dynasty, and that is the dynasty that my Necrons are. So it's a great way to paint a lot of Necrons very quickly, and it also looks amazing for how little effort, or time I should say, you have to invest into painting them. So I think I got just enough black paint on my palette. This is pretty much all of it, so yay for good portion selecting there. And the primer I used for this is Army Painter Matte Black Primer. I go between that and the Citadel stuff. They're about the same as far as quality. I will say I think the Citadel does dry faster, so if you're in a rush to paint after priming, maybe get the Citadel. But both of them cover very well. Both of them have a nice black finish. Yeah, high quality primers, both all around. Would recommend over just regular cheap spray paint. I used to be a proponent for Rust-Oleum for all the things, but I've come around to spending a little bit more for the nicer model primer from, you know, like Games Workshop or Army Painter, and I will say they are a bit better in quality. All right. So as this dries, yeah, some of these are a little wet still. This first one. So I'm trying to reverse engineer my paint scheme that I did. I think it's Runelord Brass all the way around, and then we do some Lead Belger. Yeah. So these guys also have the Tesla carbines. I think it'd be kind of fun to do like maybe like a little lightning effect in the gun. I look like lightning's about to shoot out of there. That would look pretty cool. Alright, so some of these are a little wet still. I'm going to use the hairdryer. Let's dry it off real quick. The best hobby tool that you wouldn't think to have, but it works great. For times like this, especially when there's a wash that you're waiting to dry. Although, when you do batch painting, usually, as you're going through color, by the time you get to the last model in the batch, the first one's dry, and then you can start down the line again with the next color. But every now and then, still need to wait for them to dry. Washes are especially the case. That one looks okay. Yeah, just a couple. Paint was a little runny. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the base coat. Add some color to these. I will start with Runelord Brass. Gonna give this a good shake. I did get a vortex mixer a couple weeks ago. Little mini vortex, so I'm using that over here on the it's just above my palette. And it works pretty well. I'm pretty happy with it. I got the little Army Painter steel mixing balls in there. So the agitators. So in combination with the mixer, the paint gets pretty well stirred up. Just gonna let this mix a little bit, and all right. So I'm gonna start with a big dry brush. I'm gonna use this big, huge one here. And then I'm also gonna use this junky brush I have to just get some of this Runelord Brass on my palette. That's probably about all we need. Clean that off. And we're going to take the big makeup brush, which works great for dry brushing. If you haven't used them, I would highly recommend. They're really cheap on Amazon. They're great for terrain, large models, small models. And then I'm just going to do a top-down brushing all over. So it kind of works as like a zenithal. And there's some spots under there that are black that I can't reach, and that's okay. They'll kind of act as a shade. So you think of the dry brush as like a light source coming down. Alright, so looks like the stream is slowing down a little bit. So there's a little bit of buffering. I do apologize for that. Still waiting on the internet upgrade. Which means there's going to be a delay in the chat and the stream. So we'll just have to bear with me here. Uh-oh. Arm broke off. To glue that back. Blasted that Rune Lord brass on there. I'm almost out of this. I might need to get some more on my palette, but I might be able to just get away with what I have on the brush. Just gotta work it in there a little bit more. All right. Now I'm going to wash this brush off real quick. I'm going to wash it off in my sink behind me. And we'll see if there's something I can do about... Oh, I see the stream quality is excellent now, so maybe we're okay. It's just a hiccup. I was going to say, maybe there's something I can do on my end to make it a little bit better. But I think we're okay, so we'll stick with that. Alright, so now I'm going to glue this arm back on. So we don't want that falling off. A little dab of plastic cement. Tamiya extra thin. Stuff is great. Just hold this for a spell here. Let this start to set. There we go. I'll put this one last in the rotation for the coloring. Alright, next, I think we are going to do lead belcher. I'm trying to remember what I did here. Yeah, I think it's lead belcher. And we're going to go around all the other metallic bits. Like the bones, the inner skeleton, those areas. Maybe bits on the gun as well. I don't know, I might come back around to the guns once I figure out what I want to do for those. And it looks like, okay, yes, the cartouche. Alright, I think I got it figured out. We're going to get some lead belcher. Good shake here. And I just got kind of a junk synthetic brush here. Oops. Get some of that on the palette. And we are in business. Alright, so just gonna mix a little bit of water into the lead belcher to thin it out just a little bit. And then I'm just gonna quickly get all of those skeleton bits, like the bones, underneath. I'm trying to be neat, but not super neat. Get the spine a little bit. Just trying to break up that Runelord brass that's everywhere. I'll be doing some washes as well. That'll greatly impact. Using a mix of contrast paints too. Contrast paints are a great tool, especially to use over metallics. You kind of use them not fully as intended. Another kind of wash tool in your toolbox. And we'll do something like that. Alright, on to the next one. See how quick that was? Just trying to move through them really quick. Hey, how's it going? It is going well. Internet might be a little slow, so I apologize if there is a bad delay in the stream. But we're just going to have to bear with it until I get the fiber hooked up to the house. Which will be hopefully in a few weeks. We'll see. Should be happening very soon. Doing some speed painting though on some Necrons for my Pariah Nexus Crusade series. Gonna add to the list. ATT moved in with fiber a few years back and I was so happy. Yeah. I can't wait. Gigabit. It's gonna be amazing. I could probably stream in 4K. Uploading videos to YouTube will also be like lightning fast. Instead of me having to have my computer sit and it uploads for all night, pretty much. Or like 12 hours. It's crazy. So those big long battle report videos are very big in size. It's overkill for me, but the price difference from 500 to 1 gigabit seems worth it. Yeah, I'd say that. You know, sometimes you just gotta live a little. Treat yourself, as they say. Alright, 2 more to go on the lead belcher base coat here, and then we'll start breaking out some washes, and the armor is going to start to look really nice. I like painting these Necrons. They go pretty quickly. So you can kind of crank out a lot of models in a short amount of time, and they look really nice too. This speed paint scheme just works out so well. Like I said, this is a scheme I adapted from Lockie over on Zorp YouTube channel. He's got a video from like when 9th edition came out on painting Necrons, and this scheme is pretty much that exact one, and that's the one I've been using for my army, and it looks really nice, and it goes really fast and looks great. So just giving credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this scheme. More Wolfen work. They have so much detail. They do not go quick. Yeah, they have quite a lot going on, those wolf models. They're coming along, though. Those pesky, pesky Wolfen. Wait, no, I'm thinking of the Thunderwolves. The Wolfen are the guys on foot, right? That are like half werewolf men. The mutants? The mutant wolfmen? I'm surprised the Space Wolves tolerate those mutants amongst them. Seems very anti-Imperium, if you ask me. Storm shields and big angry hammers. For some reason, they get a blast gun too. Alright, so now for the armor. Gonna bust out the Cryptek Armor Shade. The Space Wolves killed off an entire Grey Knights chapter that the Inquisition commandeered. The lore of the First War of Armageddon is wild. Yeah, I haven't delved in that area quite yet. I'm working my way through the vast lore in 40k. There's a lot of it. Alright, Cryptek Armor Shade. I'm going to thin this out just a little bit. Some water. And just going to go over all the armor panels. This stuff is pretty thick. And it likes to pool funny, so trying to not get my brush too overloaded with it. So I'm just going to get the panels on like the forearms and the biceps, and the chest, and then on the legs and thighs. And then I'm going to leave the skeletal under skeleton lead belcher. Just going to go all the way around here. Also getting the feet. TLDR, Logan disagreed with it, calling guardsmen and fought off the chaos because the knights were there, so he had to flee. The Inquisition fired on the Imperial Guard and Space Wolves. Typing is hard. Yes, so is reading. And so is math. Math can be hard too. The old Space Wolves. So I think on the inside of the gun here, I'm going to make these coils. This brass color. Maybe... yeah, maybe just the coils. The gun will probably be mostly black. The helmet, or the head, I will also make this this color here, but not the skull part. Just trying to break up the metallics a little bit, not have everything be too samey. All right. So just trying to move really quick with this scheme. And if I'm not, then I'm doing it wrong. We'll just save the details for some kind of spot detailing, like on the gun. I think it'd be cool to do like a lightning effect for the Tesla carbine. So I'll try to get to that. But yeah, just kind of letting the dry brushing act as like a shade with the zenithal, the top down. Not really too concerned about the areas on the inner part that are dark. The dry brush didn't reach as well, so it'll kind of work as natural shading. Kind of a shortcut hack. What green is that on the cables gun in the background? This is a mixture of I think it's Keslan green, Warpstone glow, and then that's the Tesseract technical glow paint over some white. The Necron glow that you so famously see everywhere. I always like to do that part last, though. Bring the metal husk to life. Last stage. It's also my favorite part of painting Necrons. Making them come alive. It's always fun. Yeah, so I did this paint scheme for the entire Indomitus Necron's half, including assembly and painting. I did all of those Necrons in 20 hours. I timed it. So that wasn't too bad. And I think they all turned out looking pretty good. You can accomplish quite a bit with some speed paint, dry brushing, and washes. Alright. Got one more Necron to do. And we'll move on to the next wash color. Two Necrons to do. Math is hard. Counting is hard. Get some more shade on the palette. And just hit all those armor plates. Rinse and repeat. It's going a lot quicker too, each one I do. The familiarity of the form. And we got the thigh, we got the shin, the feet. Even though the feet are mostly just black, the shade will still tint the overall shine. And get those shins and thighs. Alright. Alright, last one. Here we go. So then after this, I'm going to be using a contrast paint on the shoulders to just kind of break up the metallics a little bit. So we get like a nice silver and rusty bronze two-tone scheme going on. These also look a little like more grimdark style too, with this aggressive zenithal dry brushing. So they look a little worn, which I am a fan of. I think that's cool. Get this arm. Not worrying about being too neat yet. Alright. So the washes are complete. Now we're going to go on to the next wash color, and that is going to be Basilicanum Gray. Where are you? Black Templar. Basilicanum Gray. Alright, here we go. Vortex Mixer. Ultimate Test. Let's go see how long this takes. Oh, the agitator's not free yet. It's still caught in the gunk. To separate. I don't know if it's fully quicker than shaking a pot, but it's certainly less annoying. Yeah, we got there. Okay, Basilicanum Gray. My wash is already mostly dry, so that's good. I'm using the same shade brush. Basilicanum Gray contrast paint. Just gonna get some of that on my palette. And then for this, I'm just gonna focus on the shoulders. This shoulder armor up here. And this actually might be it for him. Yeah, because I think Immortals are a little bit different than the Warriors as far as the color scheme goes. So I'm going to do the spine and the bones with Black Templar contrast. Look at the back of his head, though. Yeah, so just the shoulder blades here and the back of his head. This can go on pretty heavy. Oops. Basilicanum Gray is a great color to go over any metallic if you want to look grimy and dirty. It's kind of like a grimier option than just straight up Nuln Oil. I often use it for like mechanical, gears and servo joints, that kind of thing. Get a really nice effect over any silver metallic with that. Then after these shoulders, we're going to move on to Black Templar for some of the other metallic details, such as the shoulder or the skeleton and the spine. And probably the whole gun. Haven't quite figured out what I want to do with the gun yet. But maybe making it black and then doing some edge highlights from there, adding some effect. Be a good start. It's my first time painting Tesla carbines, so haven't quite figured out what I want to do. So I know these are kind of silly if you put them with a Plasmancer, because I have sustained hits too. And the Plasmancer lets the unit critical hit on 5s. So if you have like 10 of these in a unit with the Plasmancer, and you roll a bunch of 5s and 6s, sustain hits too, so you get all those extra shots. I've seen some crazy stuff happen with that. Yeah, they can be scary in Overwatch. That's true. I mean, the weapon is AP 0, but with just that many shots, it's scary. I've been on the receiving end of it before, so I thought, oh, that'd be fun to have some for myself, and I could start dealing it out. All right, this is already starting to dry, and it's looking. I like that. Like there, just get some good shading effect on the metal. That's great. So now we're gonna go on to Black Templar. And for that, do I have one that's already open? This one is already open. Okay. Gotta give this one a good shake too. These contrast paints really separate quite a bit. Yeah, the Necrons though, they're all about buffing their units with characters. It's a lot of fun stuff you can do with them. I'm really happy with what they did with Necrons in this edition. They might still be a little too powerful, like the Catan shards are crazy. But I don't know, there's some other pretty powerful factions and combos out there, so maybe their current rule set is still justified. But I'm happy to see Necrons be powerful again. They were kind of in need of something in 9th edition. Alright, so now we're going to take Black Templar and go over all of the skeleton bits. So that's the hips, the bone structures, the spine, and this gets a really cool effect over that silver because it doesn't fully cover, being the contrast paint. And also the cartouche on the chest. And for the gun, yeah, we'll just do the whole gun for now. I'll go over this again with some other colors, like maybe some dark greens. Just not sure what to do with the gun yet, so we'll just darken it all up a bit. And we'll build up from there. And it also works out too with like how I did the dry brush. We get some metallic highlights on the gun with this contrast paint going over it. So that it's a start. Cartouche? Cartouche, yeah. The little symbol on his chest. What do you call that? I wholly expect the Thunderwolf Cavalry and Wolfmans to get some point increases next phase. Yeah, they better. Just absolutely brutal. I was not expecting it to be called that at this. Name of the paint. Oh, I mean, that does kind of sound like a paint. Next, we're going to paint this in Necron Cartouche. It does sound like a Citadel paint color, not going to lie. You know, we have things like Corn Red, Slanesh Gray. Everything's named after Games Workshop something. Alright, get the whole gun blackened up there. Alright, 2 out of 5. I got 5 more Immortals I need to build yet. But I figured might as well do a batch of 5. 10 can be a bit much to do in one go. Five's a more manageable batch. I once painted a batch of 36 termagants. That was rough. Swarm army problems. And we'll get the spine. There we go. 2 more to go. Let's get this whole gun painted up real quick. Yeah, maybe I could try to do like a glow effect or something with the Tesla carbine gun. And turn this into not a speed paint. Yeah, but the benefit of this is you don't have to be super neat. And your mistakes are kind of hidden in the shadow, because there's a lot of shadow in this scheme. Alright, last one here for the Black Templar. And then we gotta start bringing some color back, because these guys are getting very dark. That gun painted up real quick. Then go around all the skeleton exposed bones. My cousin's painting a Necron army. He's making them all covered in dirt and sand. With a blue energy instead of the green energy that you usually see. I've only seen pictures online, but can't wait to see them in person. But they do look really awesome. I think Midwinter Minis did a scheme like that a while back for Necrons, like the Sand Crons. Something different. I like those different schemes. Stuff you don't see every day. Alright. Now, we need to bring some color back to these Necrons. A little bit of lightness. They're very dark and grimy looking. So I'm going to be using a Canoptic alloy. Oops, bumped my camera here. Let me fix that. Alright. Canoptic alloy. Another metallic paint. Gotta give this a good shake. And for this, I'm going to be using a smaller dry brush. Little Army Painter dry brush. Gonna get some of that Canoptic alloy on our palette. Alright, get some of that on my brush, and got most of this wiped away here. Let's see. Could do a little bit on the shoulder pads. Just to kind of test it. And then once again, just very lightly top down in some areas. Less is more, because this stuff is a little strong. There, so you can see side by side what that does. Really lightens it up a bit. Might even be able to take some more off my brush. So I'm kind of staying away from the spine. Just focusing on the shoulder pads, kind of scuff those up a little bit. And then a little bit on the more exposed brassy bits on the arms and legs. Just to kind of act as like the sunlight or the light reflecting off of them as it catches. Give it that metallic sheen. Pretty subtle effect, but makes a world of difference. Brings back the metallic look. Real simple, easy paint scheme. Alright, let's do, let's take one all the way to the finish line, just to kind of establish what all to do for the gun. Kind of realize the vision here. So, I think what I want to do is bring back, maybe add some like a copper color, some brass scorpion. I like the black on the gun mostly. I definitely want some green in there to get that lightning effect going. Yeah. Let's just start with this. I have some lead belcher on my palette, so I'll add some silver. We'll make this part here silver, just to add some variation to some of the gun pieces. And on the back side, same story. But not on the handle. And then maybe we'll do lead belcher on this muzzle bit here. There, I think I like that. And then, oh, let's also do lead belcher on this connector piece here that this cable's connecting to the gun. I feel like that would look good if it's kind of called out with a different color. Yeah, I like that. And then maybe some brass or copper with those coils. I think that would look really cool. We'll do brass scorpion for that. What am I doing shaking this paint pot like a pleb? Get some brass scorpion. I'm still using kind of a junkier brush because these metallics are kind of harsh on the good brushes. So these cheap brushes can take a beating. And we'll just do the coils in here. Trying to be neat. Made a little mistake. Let me try to wash that away real quick. Sometimes you can get away with cleaning up mistakes, especially metallics. They wash away pretty easily with some water. Maybe I can go touch that back up again. And then we'll just get a little bit on the inside. I'm not going to worry too much about getting all the detail where you can't really see. And then we'll also get the cartouche with this copper color. Brass scorpion. But just the raised part of it. I want the underside to still look dark because that looks cool. There we go. And then just going to do a little bit of touch up here since I still have this Black Templar out. There we go. Just clean that up a little bit. And then for the Tesla cannon itself, we're going to need some greens. Maybe Wow Flesh for our darkest green. Just going to get an initial base coat down for this green. And start layering in some lighter greens. Make it look a little bit more glowy. Also calling an audible down here. This is going to be Leadbelcher. Yeah, that'll look good. Alright, so we're going to take the Wa Flesh and we're going to paint the cables with that to get our dark green base coat established. Yeah, I think the guns are probably going to take the most effort to paint on this whole model. These Immortals are cool. I like them. I like that the Tesla Carbine is a little bit more of a viable loadout for them in this edition. Hard to get all the spots. The way this cable wraps around the leg. Alright, and then we're going to get some green on the gun itself. So I'm thinking on the barrel here. Got this like green, or this tube, this inner tube here is going to be green. I think this would be kind of cool to have some lightning effect going on. See if I can do it. Alright, now we're gonna do lightning, and for that we're gonna use a smaller brush and a bright white color. We'll do a Corax white, and then probably I'll also need white scar layered in there. Also thinking maybe moot green. It's a very intense green. Yeah, I'll try a little bit of moot green first. Alright, so let's just get some kind of lightning bolts going on here. I think that looks like lightning bolts. What do you think? I'm totally winging this too, by the way. Just trying out something to see if it works. Maybe I'll have them going on these other bits sticking out, because they'll kind of be like lightning rods. Yeah, I feel like that reads as lightning to me. Let's add a little bit of white. That I'm gonna need a smaller brush for that. Get on the furthest inside bit on that. Some white scar. Add a little bit of water. So get some nice thin consistency with good control. And we're just gonna try to pick out some inside spots of that lightning. Also gonna try to get this inside piece here on the gun. Sup, nerds? What's up? Are you critting me, Collins? The Warhammer 40,000, gracing us with his presence. Unworthy! I'm trying to make my Tesla carbines alive with lightning. As you do. It's a crackling good time. Excellent. The Xeno Night Lords. Yeah, it actually does look like the Night Lords, doesn't it? I'm okay with that, though. After Night Lords, Death Guard. After Death Guard, Night Lords are my favorite chaos. Oh, nice. I did not know that. Why Night Lords? Is it because they're a bunch of sick, sadistic freaks? Just kidding. Who like to torture their enemies? With fear? And other Night Lord things? I'm gonna get some warpstone glow on the cable. Why Night Lords? I like the concept of mercy actually being so awful. People surrender. So there's less death overall. Yeah. It's like, rule by fear. It's like the definition of, rather being feared than loved. It's like the inverse of... Yeah, that is true. It is like the exact inverse of the salamanders. When you put it that way. Oh boy, here we go. We got some lore. Me and Cruz kidnapped my boy Vulcan to the breaking point. That's... Oh yeah. That was in what book was that? I just read that in the Horus Heresy recently. I think it was the Unremembered Empire, or maybe no, it was Vulcan Lives. But it kind of carries over into Unremembered Empire. Oh, this dry brush is not working. But yes, that is a very interesting story. Where is my... I just need a brush that'll work for... Maybe this one. I'm gonna do a little OSL here. That's what the cool kids say when they mean object source lighting. A little bit of green glow. On the gun. From all that Tesla energy. And we'll get some... white down in here. And on the back side. Russ better be coming back soon. Another Primarch bully. I forgot some green glow back here on the back side of the gun. Just do that real quick. Now, do I ruin this with Tesseract Glow, where I did the lightning? Or will that enhance it? That's the real question. And that's where we're going to find out. Going to embark on this great journey. Focus. So this is what we have so far. Going to make the lightning come alive a bit more, add some more glow. Keep finding stuff to change and add. Should I have some lightning going down the cable? I think that'd be cool. I just want an excuse to paint lightning because it's pretty fun. Gotta run some errands. All right. BRB. See you laters. Thanks for hanging out. Bye-bye. I'm staying here, though. I got lightning to paint. All right. Time for the Tesseract Glow. Get that on the mixer. Let it do its thing. This stuff is harsh. You know, I'm okay with it. I was afraid it would kind of wash out the lightning, but it does help the lightning look a little bit more lightning-y. Helps it pop a little bit. Can always go back to with white and make it shine a little bit more. Get those green glowing eyes. Driving me crazy. Gotta fix this bit. Alright. And then for that brass in the coils there, I'm just gonna hit with some Nuln Oil. Darken that a little bit. And then lastly, for his face, we just need some Corax White. Get that stripe going down his face. To show that he is an immortal, not a mere warrior pleb. Touch up that dome a little bit. There we go. That is one finished immortal with a Tesla cannon. Maybe I should go back with the white and a small brush just to kind of really make that lightning pop even more. Just kind of really do some spot highlights here and there. It's very pure white like that really signifies intense, bright light. I really want that to show through. And I don't have to get everywhere, just a few spots here and there to kind of just pick out that lightning pattern I painted. Kind of layering the colors and letting your eye pick up on the illusion here. Kind of do a similar thing for power swords too, only with blues instead of greens. Is it a face or a helmet? It is both. Alright, there we go. We have one finished immortal with a Tesla cannon. That is so metal. I love it. I could go further. I could do some highlights in the gun. Lightning looks great. Yeah, I really like the way lightning turned out. I think going back and adding that white after the Tesseract glow really helps it look super energetic. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So that's one immortal. So I got 4 more to go. But I got the scheme figured out, so the recessed pockets between the bronze and copper. Oh, you mean these guys right here? Yeah, I think you're right. The 3 ovals, yeah. Yeah. I see. Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's try that. Yeah, I think you're right. That'll look really cool. I'm gonna get some warpstone glow kind of base coat in there, but then also around the outer edges a little bit. Alright, so we have the glow established, and then gotta lighten up the inside. Right? Yeah, totally. Being sloppy, but it's all just part of the process. Okay, maybe that was a little too sloppy. I'm getting moot green in there. Gonna let this dry. Actually, gonna hit it with the hair dryer. Then we'll do the white. All right. I'll take my small brush here. Some Corax white. We're gonna very carefully get the inside there. You know, I think we might need to hit that with Tesseract Glow, just to kind of blend them all back down. So I'll do that real quick. Some water to this stuff on my palette here. Just kind of tone down that white just a little bit. Add that yellowy green. There we go. Good suggestion, Travis. I like that. That's pretty sweet. This surge of energy just coming from the inside of the gun. Nice. Good suggestion. Now these look scary. That's you see that? That's a Tesla. Cool. All right, so 1 down, 4 to go. Let's see if I can expedite this process a little bit now that I got it figured out. So we got the Wah Flesh is our base green. It's amazing how much the warpstone glow just really tints that green to the yellow. I started painting this and like, oh, this doesn't look right. Nope, that's how I started. Must trust the process. It also dries a little darker and muted. So we got the cable and then the inner part here. He's trying to focus on the background models. Silly camera. Alright, now let's get some of that copper going. Oh, now I realize I missed a spot because that inner gun glow we still have to do. That's new. So there's copper coils back there, but I'm just gonna not worry about those because you can't really see them. We'll get his Dynasty emblem here. And then very carefully get that green. Alright, next I'm going to do the lead belcher real quick. So it's this guy down here. This little power canister bit down here. You know, it's funny, they're called Tesla carbines. And we think of Tesla as electricity, but isn't Tesla human? Nikola Tesla? The inventor? Why do Necrons name their stuff after a human inventor? Something I was thinking about the other day. Chew toys. It's also the unit of magnetic force. The Teslas, yeah. which is an insane amount. But the MRI machines operate at 5 Teslas of magnets. Yeah. It's like if you have metal nearby, they become projectiles. Or metal inside of you. Which is just a absolutely terrifying thought. Right. Let's start adding some glow. Gonna add some warpstone glow over some of the green here. Mainly on the cable. I always like the guard vehicles named after Primarchs, except the big ones. Oh, you mean like the Malkador? Or like the Tau vehicles named after Earth sea creatures. It's another funny one. All right, lightning. So we started with Moot Green. I really like the way the lightning turned out on these bits coming out the front here. Kind of like lightning rods or something. And we'll get some lightning going down the cable here. Start to build up that green glow here. And we'll build up some OSL dry brushing. Like a little tiny, maybe this one will work. It's a very small dry brush. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, Warpstone Glow is like the perfect color for green light reflecting back. It's just the right shade. I like it a lot. All right, and White Scar. On the Tesla carbine. On some lightning. Turn my brush off. I got a little paint nub on the tip there. There we go. Trying to get the inside of the lightning here without fully painting over everything. So I want to get that outer green border. Layering up more colors always helps, especially when you're painting effects like this. So you get that nice build-up transition effect. And then we'll get just a little bit of white on the inside of here. And also on these lightning bolts on the cable. But it'll really pop once we hit it with the Tesseract glow. Alright, that's looking pretty good. And then gonna add some Nuln Oil to the metal bits, and then Tesseract glow. So Nuln Oil over here, over here. And Tesseract time. just crackling to life. I love it. Oh, I missed the eyes. Gotta get the eyes. You'll glow too. There we go. Yeah, that looks... I really like the way that lightning turns out. I wasn't sure. I love it when an experiment goes the way you want it to. I'm just gonna take some white scar then, going back over a couple spots on the lightning, just to kind of pick out a couple bolts and add some highlights here and there, just to really help sell the effect, like it's intense energy pulsing through the gun. It's not too hard to paint either. It looks great. Just need a few brushes with a fine tip. And a little bit of patience and a little bit of a steady hand. Guns look great. They really pop to be the focus. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like, draws your eye directly to the gun, and then I guess the simplicity of the rest of the scheme kind of fades into the background. It's kind of like a distraction. Another speed paint scheme trick. You just kind of pick one thing and make that look really interesting. Kind of make up for the lack of everything else. Just get that face stripe. There we go. Another immortal done. I like that. That's a lot of fun. Alright, I think maybe I'll do one more on stream tonight. I've got the process down. Flesh. Yeah, so it's almost been about 2 hours, and I have 2 models pretty much done, minus the base, and 3 other models. You know, a good amount of progress. So yeah, I'd say this still qualifies as a speed paint. I'd probably be wrapping up by now if I didn't do the lightning effect. But I'm glad I did. I think that'll look cool. A little bit extra time and effort, but I think it's worth it. Lead Belcher? I think I need some more Lead Belcher. Just a tiny bit, though. Not being too careful here. It's got kind of a rough look overall. So it doesn't have to be super clean. So hopefully by the end of this I'll be really quick at painting lightning. It's fun though. I'm starting to branch out a little bit more into like effects painting. Trying out different things. Power weapons, interesting. Other weapons are a good excuse to try that. Necrons especially, they have all that like glowing energy everywhere. I ended up... Oh, there we go. I ended up making that jump chaplain for... Marking that for greatness and promoted the chapter command with 20 honor points from the last battle. So he's got a once a game crazy mode. Oh, is that the +2 attack strength, AP, damage, blah blah blah, super burst mode? That is nasty and scary. I might need to do some retooling to my Crusade force. Or at the very least get better dice. Hey, I'm back. Welcome back. Collins, the Warhammer 40,000. I painted a Tesla cannon. So now we have 2 Tesla cannons. Ooh. Working on number 3. I got this scheme all figured out, so it's going a bit quicker. 8 attack, strength 8, AP 2, damage 4. Yuck. Welcome to Crusade. Just kind of steamrolled Imperial Guard yesterday. Well, you gotta play against Travis and steamroll the Space Wolves. They need a humbling. I don't know if I can do it. I need to stick to some easier meat to buff up a little bit, I think. Also, when you do plan, make sure you make your charges. I had like 3 units lined up for a turn 1 charge. And or 4 units, and only one of them made it. It was very disappointing. It's just one of those like, what is happening? Yeah. That game was super weird. We were both rolling really good and really bad at the same time. Just like missing things that you think were gimmies. It's so weird. Okay, so now we had the Warpstone Blow is next. I'm getting ahead of myself. I get some of that object source lighting going on. Bit of warpstone glow left for that. I'm kind of getting to the point where I don't want to spend my requisition points on supply anymore because I'm afraid I'm going to get some really bad battle scars that I need to clear. I think I have like 2 or 3 requisition points currently. I don't think I can stack them up. I've been lucky so far, just to scar my tally man. I got pretty lucky last game. I had to roll for all my units, and only one of them got a scar. Which I instantly cleared. Although I have to double check what that, the requisition to clear battle scars. I wonder if the cost, I think the cost might change now depending on how many, Crusade points the unit has. They made like a couple little subtle changes in Crusade for 10th edition that weren't in 9th, but it's pretty much the same, mostly. I'll look it up right now. Awesome. Can't remember if that was that requisition or another one that I was reading that the cost changes. I know the Renowned Heroes one has a variable cost, but I thought another one did too. Maybe I'm thinking of the rearm and resupply. This requisition costs 1 plus another RP for each battle honor the unit has. Oh my gosh! I think I might have to go back and ouch, that hurts. I'm gonna have to go back and spend another RP. You know, I kind of like that though, because I found that in 9th edition Crusade, whenever you get a battle scar, you just like get rid of it right away, and it just ended up being something that eats RP instead of actually affecting the game. But now that it's more costly, you're more likely to just kind of power through and play with a battle scar anyways, which I think has fun narrative implications. But I think they still also have the, if you get 3 battle scars, uh, the unit dies completely. There should be a way to remove them without the RP, like the agenda Travis. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Like an agenda you do to regain your honor or whatever. I mean, we could have Andrew homebrew one for us. Or something. I don't know. I agree, that would be cool though. You lose all your battles, traits to scars, and take another one. I think that kills them permanently. Yeah. Oh yeah, the battle scar, it removes a battle trait. If you take a devastating blow, you either lose a battle trait or take a battle scar. Is that it? You no longer lose experience. Or do you still lose experience? I might be getting confused now with 9th edition. You can lose a trait or take a scar. Okay. I feel like losing a trait is bad because there's no way to get it back. With like a scar, you can get rid of the scar. The only way to get a trait back is to level up more. Yes, that is correct, Travis. When you fail an out-of-action test, you can take a scar or lose a trait. But if you don't have a trait to lose, then you just take a scar. Null oil. The fixer of mistakes. The blender of colors. The magic of metallics. I mean, look further up the chart. There's a max of 3 scars. Then you have to lose traits. If you have 3 scars and no traits, then you lose it. Oh, you have to lose all your traits and the scars? I thought it was just 3 scars. Why is Crusade so complicated sometimes? This is why people don't play Crusade. And it makes me sad. Because it's so fun. Checking to see if Monster Hunters refers to them in the same terms. I don't think Monster Hunters counts as a battle trait. Because you have... Oh, let's see. Because you get the Monster Hunter thing when you're blooded. And then you can swap that ability out every time you get the Tyrannic Veteran points. But is that something you lose when you take a battle scar? Or you fail out of action test? I don't know. That is a good question. So things you get from tech trees are battle honors. Oh, okay. I stand corrected. So you can pick one, lose those, and then get back after you earn the veteran points. Oh! That, yeah. That'd be one way to do it, I think. Alright, back to the lightning. Okay, this is a little tedious. Having to do the white lightning bolts like twice. But It's the only way to get that Tesseract glow to really pop the way it does. Ah, shoot. Completely biffed it. There are veteran points, yes. Yeah. So you just use the Tyrannic War veterans as a way to soak up battle scars, but then you just have to re-earn the veteran points to get a battle trait back. That's interesting. Yeah, that is one way of using the mechanic I did not consider. And I suppose that would work. There we go. Alright, we have 3 immortals done with the Tesla cannons. I am a fan. Let me hold these up better. I'm a fan with how these turned out. Wasn't sure on the lightning effect. Glad I tried it. We got the 3 amigos right here. Only 2 more left to paint. Can't wait for the next name. That 3 Blight Hauler unit is gonna be spicy. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, I like the way these turned out too. I think we're gonna call it a stream. Been a good almost 2.5 hours here, straight painting some stuff. Yeah, getting some immortals painted up for the Pariah Nexus to add to my order of battle. Gotta bolster up that Necron force. Oh, because we got some more episodes of that coming out, so I'm looking forward to getting those rolling. Yeah. Alright, well, thanks everyone for hanging out with me, and Travis, nice suggestion on the inner glow here. I was going to leave that as it was, but that really helps with the effect. Looks really nice. But yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. So, sounds good, Collins. We'll sort out the details. And, yeah, you all have a lovely evening. Catch you next time.